Let's do this! What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Adobe Live Game Show! I'm so excited! How's everybody doing? Rectify this situation. Yes, Leah is very disappointed that my dog does not have a Halloween costume this year. I'm thinking of making him like a little costume that just goes on his front because he looks kind of like a rat, and I thought it would be cool to give him like a little bow staff and a robe and make him look like Master Splinter from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So if that happens, you guys will get pictures. But welcome in, everybody. It's good to see all of you folks. Leah Jackson obviously is here to hang out. I see Aja, welcome back. Sam Peterson, the one and only, welcome into the chat. Viola, it's good to see you. Afrosia, welcome. It's good to see all of you folks today. If you are over on the YouTube channel, please come over to behance.net/live because that is where I'm going to be reading the chat and talking with all of you folks and taking suggestions for projects and all that good stuff. We will have our wonderful moderator post a link for you in the YouTube chat so you can come over here easily. Odari, it's good to see you. Gareth, welcome back, my friend. It's good to see you. Hello, Miss VooDoo. Hello, Mr. Peterson. It is good to see you. Looking cool. Yeah, you know, I had to put my spooky makeup on for y'all today. My fancy lipstick. Because we like to have fun here. So, just a recap of what we did yesterday and info for all of you who maybe are new today and unfamiliar with the Adobe Live Game Show. Basically what we do is we choose a medium to work with. So our medium is animation. We did mostly illustration yesterday, but today we're going to dive into colors for our project and animating some spooky ghosts into our scene. And we have some keywords down at the bottom, which you will see. We rolled or spun our magical game wheel yesterday and got these awesome keywords. There are 6 of them, and I have to use a minimum of 4 in our project, and that is what we've done. We've created a pretty cool concept. And one thing I want to show off before we jump back into work for the day is if you join our Discord, if you head over to bit.ly/psdiscord, making sure that P and S are capitalized, you will head into the Photoshop Discord, and if you jump over into the game show area, I will show you right here. If you jump over into the game show channel that we have, you can post some submissions for our project this week. And we've got Shubei, who has come in with some really wonderful pieces. Check these out. So we've got 2 submissions. And one of the cool things about the Adobe Live Game Show is for every 10 I get, I will spin the hype wheel, and I will have to add a random keyword suddenly into my project that I must incorporate. And these are pretty solid pieces here that Shubei has posted, but they don't have to be 100% done. If you folks decide you want to make a spooky sketch or something along with me today, just to show that you have made some progress on something, you can post that. It will count towards our 10 submissions. It will also count if you post a work in progress and then, 10 minutes later you have done some work on it and you post an update for that work in progress. So if we get 8 more submissions today, y'all will keep me on my toes, and I will have to spin the hype wheel and add something into our piece at the last minute because this is our last show of the week. So I'm pretty excited. George, welcome in. Happy Thursday to you as well, my friend. Jeffrey, welcome. It's good to see you. So we are going to dive back into our piece for the week, and that is this little thing that we've got going on right here. This is our Boo piece. It is in the shape of a ghost. So we've got Boo from our keywords. We've got our ghost We have got movement because we're going to be doing some animation, which is cool. And I think that nightmare and poster and magic kind of just fit in because of theme, because of what we're doing. So I think in a way, technically, we have done all of our keywords this week, which is pretty darn cool. So I'm going to scoot up here and we are going to dive into it. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose some colors, and I am going to kind of collapse this group here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to snag a gradient that I have. I'm going to make a new layer here because I do actually have some cool some cool colors already selected because I've got some interesting gradients going on in our in my gradients folder. So I'm gonna just drag this out real quick and we're gonna sample from here because I really like these colors, and we might even pull some new colors in. But I'm gonna make a new layer on top of that. I'm gonna select my brush tool, grab my Blocko brush, and we're going to sample some of these. So I'm gonna snag this one, and I'm gonna put this right there. I might actually, hold on, I'm gonna snag a brighter color. In fact, I'm gonna snag like this yellow, and then I'm gonna snag like kind of a gold, maybe something a little more saturated than that. Yeah, something like that. We're gonna snag this color, we're gonna snag this purple color, we're gonna snag this dark purple color, and then we're gonna snag a color that is much closer to like a black. This will serve as our black color, maybe even darker than that. Boom. And I think those look pretty good. We can use that, and we can, I'm just gonna keep those as a sample. So I'm gonna call this colors, and we are going to put that up in the corner here. Boom, like so. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go through and color all of these layers. So we've got our black in the back, our ghost, and I'm gonna make just a new layer, grab my paint bucket tool, and I'm gonna start dropping colors in to this. Let's see, what is this? Oh, that ellipse. I'm gonna lock the transparency on this if I can. Can I lock transparency? I might have to rasterize this. Rasterize layer, there we go. And lock transparency. So lock transparency is really cool. And I like to use lock transparency now more than ever because you folks know that I really love to use clipping masks. The only problem is if something is already a clipping mask to something else, you can't make a clipping mask to that. It's just gonna add it into the row of things that are clipped. However, if you're confident in what you intend to do with that element, you can lock the transparency and you can paint, and it will paint only within the borders of whatever is on that layer if it's locked. So whatever I paint in here is never going to go out of the lines or out of the borders and boundaries of what's on that layer. So it makes it really easy to do. I'm gonna do the same thing with this. I'll lock this hill, I will snag this, I'm gonna grab my paint bucket tool, and I am going to just start going down the line here and adding some colors, and this might change, these may change, but I do like what it looks like so far. What we might do actually is, hold on, I'm gonna kind of go back down the line here. Wait a second, let me back up. I think what I need to do, well, no, we are descending back in time with the colors, so never mind. I'm just gonna go ahead and add this. Okay, let's grab this color, let's grab this color. It is kind of, let's see, I'm going to make this the same color, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna use some brushes to create an even more detailed kind of version of what we're working with here. So, and I'll show you how we'll do that. So let's grab, what is this? That's our tombstones, okay. On our tombstone layer, I think I need to merge all of these. On our tombstone layer, we're gonna snag this purple as well. this kind of purpley pink color. And then I think we will also do that on this layer, like so. And then for our bushes, we will snag this color, and then for our front bushes, we will do this color. That's pretty dark. That is actually like really quite dark. So what I might do is change it just slightly to be more like that. And we'll do that the same with our sky back here. Okay, so we've got some colors in here, and now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a brush and I am going to add a little more detail, because right now it's kind of flat. It's not really all that great. The colors are interesting, but we could definitely use some love on these layers. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come into my hill layer right here, and I'm gonna snag this gray or this orange color, and I am going to just add it in just like this. I'm gonna just add some scrapies that will kind of make it a little more interesting. Maybe grab some of this yellow and throw that over here. Yeah, add some more kind of scrapies there. We'll do the same thing here. Let's lock this transparency, and we will grab some of this, and we're gonna kind of separate the hills from each other. We'll grab this yellow, we'll put some of this yellow, grab this yellow, put some of this yellow up here, and then kind of blend in this regular orange. Boom. Let's see, I feel like this could be better. I feel like this could be better. Let's see if we kind of add some of that in there. And maybe we can choose a color between the two. I'm gonna turn my opacity down on my brush here. Can I do that? Let's see if I can grab kind of a color in between. Let's see if that will work. Yeah. Adding some of this darker, there we go. That's cool. We can work with this. We might add some colors along the way, but all in all, it's going to start to look a little bit like things are more separated. Okay, there we go. Let's grab our hill number 3, and let's snag some of this darker orange here, and we're gonna kind of spread this out. I'm gonna grab some of this pink, and I'm gonna make it even darker, and we're gonna add some of that pink in there. There we go. Just to start getting like this really nice kind of texture-y vibe going. We'll even add some of this light color. Boom, boom. I wonder how, oh, you know what? I'm adding this, and I didn't lock it. Let me lock it. Kind of, there we go. Let's lock it. There we go. Now it's not gonna exceed the boundaries. That's one thing that you have to remember when you're using lock transparency, is actually remember to lock it, because if you don't, then some of your, like, you will ruin your layer, because right now it's easy to do what I'm doing because I know that I'm not breaking the borders of anything I'm working on. However, if you don't keep that in mind while you're working, it's very easy to kind of ruin it, because if the layer isn't locked, then you can very easily change the shape that you're trying to paint within, and we don't want that. So I've got this. I'm going to kind of bring this up over and define our hill shape here, so we can kind of pull that out of the background like so. I might even make this orange darker like this. And now one of the things that I want you to keep in mind as well is whenever you're choosing colors, I don't know if you do this, but I do this constantly, where I will choose a color and I'll really like it, you know, like a color combo. I'll really like what I've got going on, but sometimes it can be difficult once I start putting them together and I realize that maybe I don't like them as much as I thought I did. And so one of the things I like to do is to just commit, just go with the colors that I've chosen, and then edit them together later on. And so we're probably going to get into some of that. So there's hill number 3. Let's come in here to our tree layer. Let's lock the transparency on this. I am going to sample this dark color and we're gonna kind of scribble this in here to the tree. And I'm gonna grab some of this purple as well. And I'm gonna put some of this purple in here just to kind of fade this up from the background, and we can make it a little lighter if we want to, just to kind of pull that out. There we go. Bringing that in, and let's grab some of the lighter pink and throw that over here just to kind of brighten this side of the tree. There we go. Boom. And then we want to do something to the shadows of the tombstones as well. So I'm going to put, let's lock this as well. I'm going to put some of this darker color right here in front of the tombstones. We could even make this even darker. Boom, just to kind of differentiate it from the shadow. Like there's a difference between the shadow and the tombstone itself. There we go. And then with our tombstones, we will lock that as well. And we will, what I'm gonna do is I am going to zoom in here and I'm gonna really make this look like a 3D piece. So you can see the way I've illustrated these shapes kind of gives it like this side lip on it. So if I color this in dark, like so, you can see that there is like a front face of each of the tombstones now. Let's do that. There we go. I'm liking it. And we can even do a little bit darker right here, maybe even darker, just to really kind of pull that up into a 3D space, just to give it some serious definition. Every day I learn why people use Photoshop so much. Yeah, you know, Arnold, Photoshop was scary for me at first. It really was. I think that people have a common misconception about it because there is so much that you can do in Photoshop. And I think especially when people see folks using it on a stream, they assume like, oh, there's so much happening in this program. I don't know that I can do this. But it really does have a lot of fabulous things that you can kind of do in it. You can bring a lot of really cool projects to life. And I love it because it's not actually as scary as you think. It is very unique in that if you would like to create a project in Photoshop, you can actually just learn to use the items and things that you need for what you are setting out to do. I think that there are people who make a living using Photoshop that actually never really touch whole portions of the program. And I think that that's maybe sounds strange, but is beautiful in a way because it means that you can get in there and you can do what you want to do without having to be an expert in every single facet of the app. I think that's why I use Illustrator so much. Are you just maybe a little bit overwhelmed by Photoshop's features? I think like when I first started using Photoshop, I think that I stayed away from it. Like before I actually really dove in and started getting into the meat of the program, I realized that I had stayed away from it for so long because I assumed it was going to be so hard, harder than I was capable of utilizing. And then I kind of stumbled upon places on YouTube and places like Adobe Live and realized that, you know, there's so much that you can do. I could just use what I want. These textures are looking fantastic. Thank you, Aja. I'm trying to give it kind of like a painterly style to it. So we've got our tombstones, we've got our hills, we've got our tree. Let's work on our bushes. Let's do our bushes. Let's lock the transparency on this. Let's grab some darker purple and let's pull this kind of dark color in from the edges and then grab a lighter color and kind of throw that lighter color on the edge of the plants. Boom. And then we'll do the same thing here with this front bush. We'll lock that transparency. I'm gonna grab like a really dark color and throw that here. And then I'm gonna grab a lighter color and kind of hit the edges of this of this bush. And it is a little bit lighter, I suppose, than what's in the front, because I just really want to separate it, but maybe we can come into this bush again and make it even lighter and hit the tips of these fronds. I'm liking it. I'm feeling good about it. I'm feeling good about it. All right, cool. So now let's do the moon. Where's our moon? If you can't find something in your layers, if you hit V to select the move tool, you can just click an element, and then you'll find it. Let's see, the transparency is locked on that. So I'm gonna go back to my brush. I'm gonna grab some orange. Let's see. And do something like that just to give it a little bit of texture. And then here in the back, we will also kind of pull from the top with this lighter purple color. Awesome. And we're gonna add some good stars and things to this, and I think it'll be really, really cool. How are we doing on time? Okay, we're good. We got about 25 minutes. In 25 minutes we're gonna finish the coloring and we're gonna animate this thing. Okay, so we've got this. Now the last thing that I want to do is I want to define these individual shapes even more. And the way I'm going to do that is with a gradient, I think. Actually, the way I'm gonna do that is with a soft round brush, which is like a gradient. I'm gonna use it like a gradient that I can place wherever I like in an organic way. So I'm gonna grab this. We're gonna come here to this hill. Let's see, I'm gonna, boom, put a little shade on there, and I'm gonna come in with some of this dark orange. And I'm gonna put, oops, maybe I'm not gonna put it there. Maybe I can just get away with doing the tops of these. So let's grab that. We can put a little bit of dark color here. I'm kind of just brushing this in just to really differentiate all of this. Boom. We might even, let's see, let me just remove some of that. Instead of adding the lighter color there, I'm gonna just place the dark a little more meaningfully. Boom, there we go. And then with our top hill here, I'm gonna take some of this light yellow and I'm gonna do that as well. And then we can come in with our vinyl scraper brush. This vinyl scraper brush comes with one of Kyle T. Webster's packs, by the way. So if you'd like to use it, you can. It is in the Keith Haring texture brush pack from Kyle T. Webster, which you can find on the Adobe website. And it is called Vinyl Scraper, as I said. So you can totally use this for yourself if you would like to achieve the same kind of texture that I'm getting here. It is a lot of fun. This brush is super, super fun. Okay, cool. So we've got kind of more differentiation between the two pieces, or the different pieces of hills there. I am also going to grab maybe this dark color and grab my brush here, and I am going to make this a little darker down here. Especially, I think I'm going to especially make, let me turn the flow up, make this dark right here, because I would like for that not to show right there. Boom. And then with Vinyl Scraper again, I'm going to come in and scrape it up even more to kind of get some of our painter texture back. Boom. And then we can even grab this light color that I've kind of added into the tombstones here, and throw that in there. Boom. I love it. I love it. Okay. So we've got a nice little scene. And I think we also need to do that to our boo here. So I am going to, let's change the color. I'm hitting T on my keyboard to select my, my font. And I am going to go ahead and sample maybe this orange. I think the orange would be well. I'm going to transform this and make it a little wider, and I'm going to try and really bump that to the edges like so. There we go. bump it down even more. And then I'm gonna make a clipping mask. Let's do a clipping mask, and let's grab some of these darker shades of orange. Let's scrape across the bottom of our font here, of our text. And then let's grab some of this light yellow and let's hit the top. Just kind of make it bright. Just a little more interesting, add a little more texture to it, make it kind of match the rest of our stuff here, and I think that looks awesome. And then we could even add kind of a background color. So let's see here on our background layer, let's grab our paint bucket, and let's grab, do we want to do a dark background? We could do like a dark, though I wonder if it would be better with orange, maybe that yellow color, maybe the pink. I'm trying to make sure that our piece is still super legible. So let's try this pink. And let's make our vinyl scraper brush really big on another layer, and I'm scribbling all over the canvas, all over the canvas, all over the canvas, just to give it this nice texture. Boom, and then I'm gonna put it on a lower opacity. I kind of like this. I kind of like this. And then let's transform all of it and kind of bump it up, or maybe bump it in. I feel like, let me grab our gradient tool. I'm gonna grab this yellow. Oops. Basics. There we go. I'm gonna grab this yellow. Ooh! Okay, interesting. I'm gonna open hue and saturation, and I'm gonna desaturate it a little bit and make it darker. I don't know, that might be too much. That might be too much. It's pretty, but I don't know if it works. Let's look at this. I'm gonna transform this vinyl scraper texture that we've made here because I want some of this bright color a little more visible. Boom, there we go. With the boo. And then maybe we will add a darker tone to this and not a brighter tone. So let's grab our paint bucket. Let's grab the dark color, let's paint bucket that in and turn it on a low opacity. I kind of like that. I think we might go with that. Okay. Dark background, it looks the best. Okay, you got it, Ahmed. How do you determine your palette colors before you start designing or as you design? I'm self-learning and I want to learn more, is why I'm here. I've been using Adobe since 2004 and never used color palettes. Well, I will tell you a secret. I actually really struggle choosing colors. It's something that frightens me. I've been a full-time artist for 7 years, and I still, to this day, I have a lot of trouble choosing colors. Some of the things that I like to do is I like to use Adobe Color to find color palettes. Sometimes I will find another image that has really great colors. I will bring it into Photoshop and throw a Gaussian blur on it so that I can sample the colors from that blurred image and find something that works well. But what I did today was I actually experimented beforehand with creating a gradient. And I made this gradient in my gradients in Photoshop, and then I sampled from this because it kind of liked, especially right here, how all these colors work together, and I made my own color palette like that. But I was saying earlier, I don't know if you were here for it, but I was saying earlier that one of the things I like to do is just commit to the colors you have chosen, even if you start to use them and you're thinking maybe they're not as strong as you originally thought. because you can always alter colors later with filters and blending modes, which is probably what we will do today. One of the things I'd like to do real quick, I would like to test out is I want to see what it would be like if we added a stroke to our ghost here. So let's do this. Let's sample this orange color. I think that that looks really nice. I think it adds a little bit to it. It's very thin, and it's not really a whole lot, but I think it kind of adds more definition to the bottom here. And now the last thing I want to try before we animate this is I want to come in here to my tombstones, and I want to, I'm going to control U to change the hue and saturation, and I want to see what it would look like if we change these to a dark purple. What do you think, guys? Do you think we should do the purple tombstones or leave it the red tombstones? It's up to you. And then while you folks kind of put some thoughts in the chat on that, I am going to add some stars. Let's see, let's make a new layer in here. I'm gonna grab a hard round brush, and I'm gonna grab this yellow. Let's get like the sharp round brush, the pressure. Purple, please. Okay, the dark. Cool. So we got our stars in our sky, and let's animate, shall we? So I'm going to walk you through how to animate with the video timeline in Photoshop. And this is just another one of the things that you folks can do in Photoshop if you're like me and you kind of want to stick with what you know. I do animate in XD sometimes. I have animated in After Effects and stuff like that before, but sometimes I just want to stay in Photoshop. I don't really want to move around, and Photoshop does actually have some really great animation capabilities. Nice, love it, it's beautiful. Okay, great, I will try. That is very interesting, thank you. You are very welcome. Videlma, or Vedelema. I hope I didn't ruin your name too much, but welcome in, thank you so much. I'm glad you're enjoying it. That helps them pop more. I like the purple. Thanks, Becca. I agree. Okay, so we have this, now let's hit it with some animation. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this ghost layer. Duplicate. And I am going to drag this up above. And I am going to turn the stroke off. And we are going to open the hue and saturation, and we're going to make this lighter. Is there a color on this, I wonder? I don't think there's a color on this. Let's do a color overlay. And it doesn't really matter what color. Let's do it like that. And let's convert to Smart Object. And then let's do a hue and saturation and make it something that looks nice. Something, well, actually, let's do our yellow color. Like so, boom. And then I'm going to transform it. And we're gonna put it in the scene. I might actually rasterize it now. Okay. We might make this a little bit brighter as well. I feel like it needs to be brighter. Let's lock transparency, and let's give this some scritchy scratches too, shall we? Let's grab our vinyl scraper and let's scratch around on him. Boom. Make him a little ghosty. And we can even add some stuff closer to white here, because we definitely want him to be brighter than everything. And then with a sharp brush, a sharp round brush, let's come in and give him a little face, shall we? I feel like he definitely needs a face. Maybe I will just make this big and click. Oops. Here's his little ghost eyes. Ah, it's so cute! There we go. He's a happy ghost. He's loving the afterlife. Here we go. We got our little ghost. And we are gonna take our ghost and we're gonna put him right here, I think. We're gonna make him hover right here. Let's keep him in the center. Maybe smaller. There we go. We might give him a little shadow. Let's grab our elliptical marquee tool. Turn that on a lower opacity. We can make it a little bit smaller. Maybe just slightly darker here so you can really see it. Boom, okay. So we have our ghost, and he has a shadow, and now we are going to animate him. So if you are looking for your timeline, your Photoshop timeline, you will need to go to Window, Timeline, and it should open right here. And what this opens is a list of all of your layers that you have. So we're gonna come over here to this ghost layer, and I am going to zoom out on our project real quick, and I'm gonna put him right there. And what we're gonna do is we are gonna transform him. Let's convert to a smart object. And okay, so as a smart object, you can see that we have our transform option right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to click this, and it adds a keyframe here. So that keyframe, whenever you add it, that is added as a transform keyframe for whatever position, whatever location that element, that layer that you're working with is at. So we're adding a keyframe here for his starting position. Now we're gonna scrub on our timeline to, let's see, let's scrub to here. And we are going to Control T to transform, and we're gonna move him up like there, okay? And you can see when I hit enter, it adds another keyframe for us, and then we're gonna come back here to the end, and we are going to Control T, and we're gonna move him right back down. I think that's back in his original state. Now let's play it. I feel like it needs to be higher, or faster. It needs to be faster. But he does do his, well, honestly, we could do a faster one in the background. So he has his little hover animation here, which is pretty dang cute. So we have one guy, and then let's maybe make a faster ghost in the back. Okay, let's do that. Okay, let's stop this, and we'll leave him slow in the front, and then let's duplicate our ghost. Let's make another ghost, and we are going to drag him into place, and we're going to transform him, or we're going to actually drag him behind one of our hills. Okay. So let's see, where can we put him? We're gonna put him in front of that first hill. I'm gonna put him here, I think. Here's the thing, with all these being clipping masks though, I don't know how this is gonna work. Let's see. Oh yeah, it works. Okay, so let's make him smaller. Okay, we're gonna put a little quick boy back here. Okay, we're gonna put a little quick ghosty. Let's zoom in, and we're gonna have him peeking. Okay, like that. Actually, we're gonna have it like this. So what I'm also doing is I'm trying to remember where I put, like where his ending point is. So if you notice here, I've got that lined up just for myself. I've got this lined up where it intersects with this edge. So I'm gonna put him there. And we are, let me find him. Where did he go? I'm gonna pull this up here so I can look at everything. Oh, he might be in here. Let's see. Yeah, ghost copy right here. And I'm gonna, he is a smart object. So I am going to do more keyframes for him. So we're gonna have, we put 3 keyframes for the big one. We're gonna put 5 keyframes for him. So let's open him up. Let me bump this down a little bit so we can see. We are going to transform, boom. And then we're gonna move, let's see if our spacing is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. We're gonna bump this over here to this one, and we're gonna free transform, and we're gonna bump him up, like there, boom. And then we're gonna drag this over, and we're gonna free transform, and we're gonna bump him down here, boom. And then we're gonna free transform, oops, actually we have to do our little scrub, free transform, we're gonna bump him up, boom. And then do our little scrubby right to there, free transform, move him back down. And you know what? I'm realizing something, and that is that we might actually have to do this slightly differently. I'm gonna have to bump these keyframes over just so that we have enough room to do another lap, because he needs to return to his original state. Okay, so we're gonna put one here, Control T, bump him up, and then finally we're gonna have him move back down to his starting point. So Control T, bump him down. Okay, let's test it out. Let's see. These are so cute. Okay, I'm gonna bump this even farther down here just so we can see like the whole thing. We've got about 10 minutes so we can add a third ghost towards the end too. Okay, let's hit play. It's got to render a little bit, so it's gonna be a little stuttery, but you can see he moves more. He moves more than the other one. He's a little bit faster. Okay. Yes, look at him, look at him go in the back. Oh, he's so cute. He's adorable. This just made my creations just so much just in Photoshop. I'm amazed. Yeah, I did not know that you could animate in Photoshop for the longest time, and now that I do, it is my favorite thing. So we've got Ghosty number 1, we've got Ghosty number 2, and we've got 10 minutes left, so let's add in Ghosty number 3, and then if we have some time, we can add some clouds moving in the back, okay? So let's do that. Let me pause, and then let's duplicate again. Oops, what have I done? Create clipping mask, there we go. Let's move him here. And in my layers, I'm gonna bump myself over to this other side just for a moment. In my layers panel here, I'm gonna make sure, so when you're moving things in between, you are still using your layers panel, and your timeline becomes like an animation representation of that timeline. So if I have my duplication of my ghost here, and I want to put him in front of that very back hill back there, I can just drag the layer like so, and then you'll notice that if I come down here, that is where he went in my timeline, right there. So I can Control T, I'm gonna zoom in on my project here, and I am going to bump him over here because he's gonna be up there. He is so cute, and I'm gonna make him even smaller, even smaller. Teeny tiny baby, teeny tiny ghost babe, right here. Okay. And let's start him up high, shall we? Let's start him up high. And I'm gonna open this and let's set it back here. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can make him even faster. So let's put him here. Let's add I'm gonna bump myself over to the right here. Let's add a keyframe, boom. And let's move him over. I don't know if this is gonna be too fast, but I kind of like the idea of a ghost in the back that's just like, I'm dead! Yes! It's just doing his thing. Since when, if I may ask? This is too cute. It's been in there for a while. I've been animating in Photoshop for a handful of years. I don't know the exact date when it was added. I was making GIFs with frame by frame animation before, which maybe we could do another time doing frame animation. I only recently, within the last year and a half, started using the video timeline where I can do keyframes and stuff, and it's been enlightening being able to do this. All right, let's bump him down. Let's let him peek. Maybe we'll have him just at the bottom corner of his eye right there. Boom. Let's move him here. Oh, you know what? There is actually a better way to do this. Hold on. What I'm doing is I'm also looking to see where, like, so that snaps. I don't know exactly what it's snapping to, but if I can get it to, if there's like a grid snapping happening there, I would just as soon make him move higher than originally intended, only because I know that every time I move him up, it'll snap and it'll always go to the same height. So I'm gonna leave him there. Boom. And then we will scrub, Control T. I wonder if we can get a snap. Yeah, we can get a snap here. So we'll have him disappear completely. So there's a snap. We'll move it. So his whole face gets disappeared behind the hill. We'll snap this back up to here. And then you just keep doing that. It's actually pretty simple once you get the hang of it. It can be a little bit scary when you are doing this for the first time. But once you find a groove and you kind of know what you want to make and how to do that particular kind of interaction, it's very easy. You can kind of just go on autopilot and make it happen. Okay, let's scrub. Bring them down. Scrub. Bring them up. Scrub. Bring them down. Scrub. Bring them up. Scrub, bring him down, and then scrub one last time and bring him up again, since we started him in the upward position. Boom. Okay. You guys ready for this? You guys ready? I'm so ready for this. I'm gonna bump this down so we can see a lot of him, okay? We're gonna zoom out. Okay, let's look at her. Let's look at our sweet babies. Actually, I'm gonna move the timeline to my other screen just so that we can get a good preview of this, okay? Because I'd like to zoom in more here to really give you folks an idea of what we've got going on. Just to give you a good view. Okay, let's see what it looks like. I hope that it's good. It's gonna need to render a little bit. So it's gonna be a little bit stuttery. I love that Photoshop has a timeline. Yes, seriously. Okay, here we go. There we go. Look at him in the back! He's so cute! Oh no, guys! I was watching the stream yesterday, so much advanced since then. Thanks, Chuck! Thanks. I'm glad that you are back for day 2, and I'm glad that you are liking the progress we have made. We have got Grandma Ghost in the front, we've got regular Ghost in the middle, and then we have got a hyper sweet baby boy Ghost in the back that is just loving the afterlife right now. He is ecstatic about it. How much time do we have? I have about 4 minutes. I don't know if I could animate another thing. What I might be able to do is make the stars twinkle. We maybe could make the stars twinkle. It would be, let's see what we can do. Let me put our timeline back here. Okay, let's see, let me look at our stars. There's our stars. Okay, what I could do is, let's see, 3 minutes. I'm gonna select only some of these stars. And I'm gonna layer via cut. Let's see, can I? Hello? Why can I not? Am I missing it? No, I can't. Let's see, let me duplicate them. And create a clipping mask again. And then I am going to, on this layer, turn the fill down just so I can see, and I'm going to erase these ones and turn it back up. So let's see, star 1, star 2. Okay, I'm gonna see if I can do this real quick. I got a minute and a half. Let me find my stars here. I am going to simply do like an opacity. So this one is going to start at 0 opacity, if I can do that. Yes. I'm going to turn the opacity down. And I'm going to do an opacity keyframe. And then I'm going to scroll all the way to the end here. And I am going to do a maximum opacity. Boom. And then for this one, this star, we're going to pull this back because it is, boom. For this one, we are going to start it at max opacity and then scrub to the end. And I am going to put it at 0 opacity. Okay, let's do this again. Let's preview. I do have to take off, so this is the last thing we're going to do. But let's play this and see what we got while I do our outro. So it should be slowly, yeah, they're kind of slowly appearing and disappearing. I don't know. I would probably have to add like a little more into it just to like really get like make them blink back and forth. But that is all the time I have for you folks today. Thank you all so much for watching me and hanging out. This was a really fun stream. I will be back next week with a Photoshop DCC for a week, and then there will be a special, a 1 hour special of the Adobe Live Game Show on our streams here on Adobe Live for Max Week. So I hope you folks will join me for that. Thank you all very much for being here. It was a pleasure and an honor having you in the chat. You are all wonderful and amazing. Please stay safe, please stay healthy, be kind, and happy designing, everyone. Adios, folks.